Let's talk about intentions. Rather than believing in a specific faith or a specific belief system, I believe in the power of believing. Or better said, I believe in the energy of believing. And so what this means for me is that I believe that you can attach meaning to just about anything with the right intention. And this is how I work with energy. This is how I relate to energy, how I build my relationship with energy, how I manipulate energy in my life in order for me to be able to coexist with it and use it to my advantage, right? When I say I believe in the power of believing, I mean, when you believe in something, you are therefore creating that energy between you and that one thing that you are believing in. And I think that that very energy that you are creating is the reason why it will work for you. And so with this in mind, I don't believe that any one thing has this power to create something just by itself. I believe that it is a dance and a relationship between the energy that you have towards it and the energy that the figure, object, tool, whatever it is, has from its creation. And so that dance between your energy of how you relate to this thing and the energy of how this thing was created dance together to create, form things to help you to serve whatever purpose they need to serve. I'm going to give you some examples of how I work with different things and how I use my power of believing and my power of intention in order to work with energy. The first one is super simple. It's candles. I love candles. I think in general, I love fire. I think it's such a beautiful thing for many reasons. On the one hand, it reminds me of this idea of people sitting around a fire and sharing a space and sharing stories and coming together and the origins of how communities were formed. And so in a very, again, energetic memory that I think we have as human beings, fire brings you back to that warmth, to that safetiness, to that sense of safety and belonging of being around the fire. Also, fire is the only one of the four elements that cannot be polluted. And so fire is great at cleansing energy. You can feed the fire whatever energy you want, and it will take it from you. And it will transmute it into whatever it has to, into the fire itself. So the way I work with candles, there's many different ways you can work with it. There's people who go very, very deep into specifically something called candle magic, which is a whole realm of things. I work very intuitively with whatever it is I do. Like I said, I believe in the power of believing. And so I just happen to like candles. So I take a candle. You can learn more about different, for example, different colors, what each color means. Each color will have a different meaning, which again, the meaning will create a certain frequency of energy. And then there's also the meaning that you give to colors, the relationship that you have to certain colors that will give you, that relationship in order to create that energy around it. So I, for example, love colorful things. I love rainbows. So this candle, immediately when I saw it, I was like, this candle makes me happy. Love this candle. So sometimes there's candles that have certain writings on it, or candles that are already even made for specific intentions and purposes, which can help. It's nice to have like the extra added support in your intentions. But so what I do usually is I will grab my candle and I will speak to my candle, my intention. When I say my intention, I mean, why am I lighting it? When I light this candle and until this candle goes off, what am I expecting? What am I needing? What am I calling? What am I asking the energy around me and in my space to do for me? That is my intention. Intentions are very tricky, and they're always, in my experience, always answered. Sometimes in ways that we do not expect or that we did not even think of, but they are always answered. And so I like to focus my intentions on how I want to feel by the end of this candle. So, for example, if I'm trying to open my heart in order to, when I wanted to find a partner and I wanted to open my heart and love again, and I wanted to find somebody who I could actually build a life with, right? I took my candle and I focused on how I wanted to feel with that future person that I was going to meet. Not what they looked like, what they wore, what color were their eyes, no, how I wanted to feel with that partner. And so, I want to find a partner that I feel safe with, that I feel loved with, that I feel respected with, somebody who I can, build a life together and a family, and you just go on, and you can go on for hours if you want. You can be as specific and as greedy with everything you want. Just try to keep it within what you want to feel, and not what you think that feeling looks like. Because let me tell you, I found exactly what I wanted in a partner, and I never thought it looked like that. And so let yourself be surprised. Trust that what really matters is finding really what you want, which is how you want to feel. And so you speak to the candle, you can meditate over it, you can write it, you can speak to it, whatever it is. Just state and give a moment to acknowledge that intention that you are asking the energy to work towards. Like I said, every room at all times filled with energy. Your home filled with energy. When you are in a space and you start to do this, you will start to fill up the space with that energy that you so desire. What happens when you light the candle is that fire interacts with energy in a little bit more obvious way. It's visual. It's like there. You can see it moving. You can see the flame moving in different ways and whatnot. And so it starts to show you in a little bit more of an obvious way how the energy is being worked and what needs to happen for you to actually get your intention. Now, let's not confuse this with just the fact that if I, for example, said, I want to find this partner, and this is actually a real example. I took a candle and I said, I want to find a partner that's so and so and so and so and so and so and so. And I did this and I lit the candle. What happens is that when I am lighting this candle, by lighting the candle, I am committing to facing, confronting, or seeing and releasing whatever it is that energetically is standing in the way of me getting what I want. I say this because it's not like I light the candle and Prince Charming appears. It's that I light the candle and for the duration of whatever this candle would take around, well, it depends. Each candle burns differently energetically. Let's say 4 or 5 days. And suddenly during this time where I am committed to listening to the energy that is speaking to me about what stands between me and my intention, during this time, things will come up, things will happen, things will suddenly show themselves and show me what I need to move energetically in order to actually get it. It's not going to only move it for me. It'll help because my energy of believing will 100% help in that. But it's it's not just miracles. It's a commitment. It's a relationship. It's doing the work. I recently just lit a candle intended for me to be able to really step into my power professionally. I lit the candle, and the days that followed, so many projects fell through. So many people suddenly, distanced themselves. People who did not respect me, people who were not giving me my place, projects where I wasn't standing in my power, where I was being taken advantage of. And so I say this because the interpretation of the results of your intentions are important. Because I could have been like, oh, well, stupid candle. Like, I said, step into my power, and I took all these projects away. When in reality, what it was doing and what happened is that the projects in which I was not in my power went away in order to make space for ones that would, and where I was. So your intentions always happen. Always be very careful about your intentions. Be specific about how you want to feel, but not what that looks like. 2, make sure that you really want it, meaning that you are ready and willing to do the work that is going to show up and come up once you make this intention. The intention itself is not going to manifest for you the life you want. It is going to give you every single tool you need in order to do so. Sometimes it might be just an energetic block, and sure, it'll help you with that. But other times it will require hard introspective work and a look within that we're not very used to, and that is very uncomfortable sometimes. Which is why I say, make sure you really want it, and make sure that you are committing when you light your candle, that you are committed because you are truly interested in getting that result. The third point, intentions should be about you and always you. No one is here to manipulate anybody else's energy. Once you understand how energy works, you also understand that the most essential part of energy is the energy balance. What you give is what you get. Energy in the universe works off of balances. And so whenever you're working with intentions, focus on you. Don't throw intentions at other people. Don't try to save other people by thinking that you're helping them unless they want your help. Don't send off negative energy to anyone. That comes back real quick. And so working with intentions is so powerful and so beautiful. And more than anything, it gives you this understanding of just how much control you have over your life. And just how much you can really focus your energy mentally, physically, spatially, how much you can focus your energy on something that you want and on making sure you're doing everything you can. And lastly, trusting that if something that you want does not happen and you are doing the work and you are listening, it's not because you were wrong in wanting something. It's not because you don't have that ability. It's because perhaps you were wrong about what's best for you. And that is something very valuable to listen to too, because as much as you can manipulate energy, we are all here to live different plans, different journeys, to learn different things. So the point of manipulating energy is not to skip your lessons. And it's not to make life smooth and easy and not struggles and not have life challenges. That is living. That is a point of life. Manipulating energy is for you to help you go through that in efficient, proactive ways, and for you to remember and rediscover your own ability to create the life that you want. And to create, like I said in the beginning of all of these videos, energy creates. Once you realize just how much you can relate to energy, you realize you can create. And so what in the world do you want to create?